KTV pale YouTube on our YouTube platform, and please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell that every time we pull up something, you'll be the first person to get it, and that's the only way you can support us. And again, we are on this, and we have to keep you updated on what's happening around the world. And our neighbors, Uganda, held the elections, that is on 15th of January 2026. That was the general elections, and there were two greatest contestants that people or the whole world is looking onto. That is His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his main opponent, who is Bobi Wine, with the official name as Kyagulanyi. And most things have happened in Uganda. First, before the elections, the president commanded the total shutdown of internet, and there were no international media that is allowed unless you've been approved by the government. So that means that there's no independent media that is working in Uganda currently. And yes, I don't know, what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Javan Imbaya?
It's very unfortunate to see what's happening in Uganda. And I'm very sorry for the people of Uganda, and I'm also very sorry for Robert Kyagulanyi for convincing the people of Uganda that they can get their justice through the ballot, which is very false and very impossible.
So what do you think? The same way Museveni came into power, that the same way Robert Kyagulanyi should also do to make sure that he's getting power?
Let me just give you an example. In Kenya, we only have one way to change or to create the Kenya we want, and it's the way of the cross, where we use the crucify slogan, crucify corruption, whereby we are crucifying all corrupt leaders. But in Uganda, if they want to see a regime change in their nation, and all this injustice, extrajudicial killing, and political prisoners in Uganda, there's only two ways they're going to stop that. Mm-hmm. The first way is the Syria way, and the second way is the Bangladesh way. So they choose between the two. Nothing else.
So are you trying to tell the young people in Uganda to rise up to the occasion and do what is necessary for the change of regime in Uganda?
I'm not trying to tell them anything. I'm just speaking my mind. So if they learn anything from me,
you're not asking them to go on the street.
I'm not asking them to go.
You're just trying to say whatever has happened around the world.
So and it's why should I ask Ugandans to go to the street? I have no business in Uganda.
You're not interested in anything in Uganda.
I'm a Kenyan.
And you're contented by being a Kenyan. Yeah. You're happy with the Kenyan system. You're happy with everything that is happening in Kenya.
No, I'm not happy with the Kenyan system. That's why, as Kenyan Genvis, we've come up with the crucify formula. Yeah, we will overcome all satanic agendas in the Republic of Kenya by the way of the cross.
So far, the counting of votes is going on, but so far, what we understand from what we've heard from other media sources is that President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is leading with over 5 million, that is general votes from the polling stations where the votes have been already counted, and Robert Kyagulanyi Sentima, aka Bobi Wine, is following up very closely with 2 to 3 million votes currently. And the allegations that the president is trying to say, like he said in the previous elections, that Bobi Wine tried to rig elections. Even now he's trying to say that Bobi Wine is rigging elections, but he's so sure that he's going to pass as much as Bobi Wine is rigging elections. What do you have to say about those sentiments from President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni?
That's what we used to learn in high school in Kiswahili. Something called kinaya. Do you know what kinaya is?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that's kinaya. It's a humor. Ni kama kuchekelea mtu. It's like beating someone and then you
cry on his behalf, on their behalf.
Yeah, so you are beating him. Umemfungia kwa room mko wawili na watu wako nje. So you are beating him
as you cry.
So watu wenye wako hivyo wanafikiria wewe ndio unapigwa, kumbe sasa wewe ndio unapiga mtu. Ni kuchekelea. Huyo mzee hata na kiburi. That guy is not a leader of the, that's a military leader. Yeah, that's why Milton Obote, he was the chief of defense force of Milton Obote. He was not qualified to be a president.
So you believe he's still leading like a chief of defense forces?
Yeah.
He's not like leading like a leader. So his mind is full of military tactics on how to control and manage people, whatever their problems.
Militarily, you are taught to use force. They use force to achieve their objectives.
That is why it's called a military force.
The military force. But a leader uses his senses, his brains, and the reality on the ground to make decisions. You see? And then a leader has that ile roho ya huruma, you see? Like Raila alikuwa anasema hakuna haja watu wauawe kwa sababu ya hiki. Wacha tukae tuongee tusikizane. That's heart of a leader. But for that guy, he don't care who dies, who doesn't die.
As long as he has whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to the Ugandans as they wait for the general announcement of the next president of Uganda?
First of all, I'll blame Robert Kyagulanyi for trying to... Robert Kyagulanyi is Bobi Wine, yeah? Bobi Wine is born in Uganda, raised in Uganda, schooled in Uganda. Currently, he has been an artist in Uganda. He knows the whole history of Uganda. Robert Kyagulanyi did very wrong by convincing Ugandans that they can find justice through the ballot. Why did you like Ugandans when you knew it is impossible? You knew the same Museveni of 1997 is the same Museveni of 2025. Nothing has changed. It's just the years. The name is still the same, the character is still the same, the brain is still the same. His ambitions are still the same. Atakufia kwa hiyo kitu. The motive of that guy is to die there. Alisema hakuna mtu alimchagua, kwa hivyo hakuna mtu anaweza muondoa. You see? So he sees like himself like God. It is only God who was never elected to be God. That's why no one can unseat him on that throne. So Museveni sees himself as the God of Uganda. Because no one elected. Okay, Museveni kiburi yake inakuja kutokana ya kwamba anasema hii kitu nilipigania, hakuna mtu alinipatia. You see? Kwa hivyo ukitaka hii kitu, wewe pia fanya nini? Upigania. So that's a clear Kenya to Ugandans. That's a clear Kenya to Uganda. If you are still going to the ballot to vote, stop wasting your time. There is only two ways that I've mentioned: the Syria way or the Bangladesh way, or the Nepal way. Yes. You see, everything is impossible. Everything is possible. Nothing is impossible under the sun. That's what the Bible says. You see, everything is possible. If the Assad regime in Syria ended after decades, you see, the Assad regime started with the father of that guy Assad. Now alitocha watu, people hated him. So when he died and his son took over, the
son became much worse than the father.
The son became much worse, and that's what Ugandans should expect. And you have the chance to stop it now before it happens. So only two ways: the Syria way or the Bangladesh way.
Okay, the choice is yours. The choice is yours, Ugandans, and we hope everything will work on better. And even after the elections, before and after the elections, Uganda will still remain to be Uganda, but the people will change. You wanted to say something, by the way?
I wanted to say something. I heard that this other crazy guy, son of this crazy son of crazy president,
the CDF
Muhoozi, Muhoozi said that he can take over Kenya within hours and restore that territory that his father is claiming. And Wakenya niliona wakichukulia mchezo, like waliona huyu jamaa anacheza, he's not serious. You know, ukiona mtu ako na confidence that there is something that is giving him that confidence. Yeah? Do you know the military capacity of Uganda? Uganda has a stronger military capacity than Kenya. I know many will not agree with me. I know very well. Like Uganda has, okay, Kenya has 20,000 military personnel, active military personnel, 20,000 troops, while Uganda has 40,000.
We'll talk about that later, because again, when you're talking about military prowess, we not only nowadays we don't talk about, it's not the numbers, because most of the wars are not fought on the ground nowadays. They are fought by.
Let me tell you.
Yep.
There is war that is fought in the air. There is war that is fought in the sea. But what we call territorial wars, you want to acquire a territory. There is no any other shortcut. It is on the ground. Russia has acquired territories in Ukraine. Did it acquire it by air?
No. It was.
Why we've been talking about Kenyans going to fight in Russia? Why are they fighting? Why are they?
Because they want to seize some territory or defend the territory that they seize sometimes back.
When it comes to territory, that's why Israel sent its troops to Gaza to seize the territory. Okay, it bombed ikalipua kila kitu, but for it to seize a certain, kuna kitu inaitwa yellow line in Gaza, whereby Israel have crossed a yellow line. You should not cross this way. It is now a territory. For them to acquire that territory, Israel still needed, after bombing Gaza everywhere and overcoming the Hamas, Israel still needed to send its troops on the ground.
To step a foot on the ground.
Yeah.
Which it's really, I accept that, but again, there are also some other things that we'll talk about that one in the next episode as we address this issue completely.
Don't take Muhoozi for granted. William Ruto, don't take Muhoozi for granted. Don't take that guy for granted. He knows his military power. Remember, that is a military regime. Do you understand? That is a military regime. The president was a military leader. The son is the CDF. That's a military regime and military-minded people. They rather invest in military than investing in education or infrastructure. Their number one agenda is military strength. So don't look down upon Uganda. Kenya's economy is stronger than Uganda's economy, of course.
So much, my viewer, and welcome back to our show. My name is Alan.